If you look at exercise number 1, okay, this is in the key of D. I wrote all of these just using major and minor chords, so no diminished, no augmented yet. And I wanted to use this as an opportunity for you to play with the track, pay attention to these different techniques, work on your ear training, learn the neck, and start to hear the difference between these major and minor chords, key into a tonal center, a key, and then hear the changes. Because as musicians, we need to really pay attention to what key we're in, what chords are coming in what order. So each progression will repeat 12 times, okay? And this first one that's in D, if you look at the sheet, remember we're just playing the top 3 strings. So if we look at this D chord, you probably already know this shape. Here's a D, 2nd string. So if you look at your diagram, it's the last one in the column. So this is a D in 2nd inversion. You don't really need to know that. You just need to know where the note is, the root note, and what shape goes with it. So if we play down here, we're going to go D. Now the next chord in the progression is a G. So we look for G on the 1st string. What shape goes with it? You look at your sheet, your column, it's this shape. Okay, the next chord is a B minor. So we look for a B in this neighborhood, this area. There's a B on the 3rd string. What shape goes with it? Okay, now we need an A. In this neighborhood, there's an A right there. What shape goes with it? It's kind of like the top part of your A chord, but I want you to really work on seeing these chords on just the top 3 strings. So when I say neighborhoods, I'm talking about these 3 different parts of the neck. So when I work with people either on like solos or the cage system or this triad stuff, I tell them, okay, you have to play in this neighborhood. And then we have this neighborhood, and then we have this one. So when I say neighborhood, I'm saying find a root note, and every chord in the progression that we're working on, you have to find in this area. This really forces people to learn the neck and not be bouncing around to shapes that they kind of know or know well. So this would be this area, this neighborhood for these chords: D, G, B minor, A. And that would repeat 12 times. And then we would jump up to the next neighborhood. We started with D on the 2nd string. Now we're looking for D on the 3rd string. Play the appropriate shape, D. Now we need a G in this neighborhood. So you'll look at your neck diagram. You'll see that there's one at the 8th fret. What shape goes with it? Okay, now we need a B minor. Where's a B? 7th fret, 1st string. Now we need an A, 5th fret, 1st string. What shape goes with it? Now we need a D on the 1st string. What shape goes with it? Now we need a G in the neighborhood. There's one at the 12th fret. What shape goes with it? Now we need a B minor. Where's a B? 12th fret. What shape goes with it? Now we need an A in the neighborhood. 10th fret. What shape goes with it? So if you look at the diagram, that all sounds like a lot, but we're just playing 3 major shapes and 3 minor shapes. So if you remember this D I played down here, when I was up in this D neighborhood, I played that same shape as the D, but the root is the 2nd string, it's my G. When I looked for A in this neighborhood, same chord. This is super important. All of these chord shapes are movable. So you can play D, G, A. So as a songwriter or a guitar player trying to come up with parts, this is really great information because you can So I just played a D, A, G using the same shape. The problem is people don't know where to go. They don't know where to find the root note, and they play the wrong shape. They start guessing. So this course is going to get you to hunker down in an area for a little bit, really work out the shapes, and then move work out the shapes there and then up here. So I think this is one of the more important parts of guitar playing that gets overlooked too soon. I mean, the sooner you start on this, the better. This is kind of the bread and butter of playing guitar, and we're just doing the top 3 strings. This is volume 1 in this series. There'll be 4 of them where we'll move on to the other strings. So we'll do 3-2-1 in this one, and then we'll do 4-3-2, 5-4-3, and then we'll do 6-5-4. Okay, so it'll really map out the neck for you. So if you know your scales pretty well, this will tie into it. If all you know is open position chords, no big deal. You're going to be able to learn some new shapes and explore the neck, so you're not so stuck just down here. Okay, so let's jump into this first exercise, and it's exercise number 1. And I just walked through how to find the chords for you, so you might want to take a second and just pause the video and map them out for yourself. So D, 2nd string. What shape goes with the root on the 2nd string? G in the neighborhood, 1st string. What shape goes with that? G on right there. B minor, A. D, G, B minor, A. Okay, so we'll just go through this first exercise, and I won't move too fast. I'm not going to move you up the neck yet, because we're just going to strum each chord once like this. G, B minor, A. So I'm not just memorizing the chord progression and the shape. I am thinking D, G, B minor, A. If you just try to memorize a shape and you don't know where the root is, you're gonna get into trouble. So if you want to not worry about the 3rd and the 5th, and you don't want to get tied up in any of that, just at least know where the root is. So when we're here, D, G, B minor, A. Because when we move, D, it's a different shape. D, G, B minor, A. And then we move again. D at the 10th fret. G, 12th fret. B minor, 12th fret, 2nd string. A, 10th fret. What's the right shape? So you don't want to just memorize the exercise. You want to really work on finding the root note, finding the right shape, working the transition, playing with the track, playing with the right feel, keeping it. Don't be afraid to keep it really simple. A lot of really effective guitar parts in songs are written this way, whether it's modern country or pop stuff or R&B, Tom Petty. I mean, it's just everywhere. So this is a really effective tool that you should know. So I'm gonna pull up the backing track. We're gonna jump in and we're just gonna strum each chord 4 times. And I'll announce the move. We might play through it 4 times because each thing repeats 12 times. And since there are 3 neighborhoods, 4 times, 4 times, 4 times, that gives us 12. But I might start talking and we might drag it out a little longer. We might go longer, we might go shorter, but I'm not gonna cut you off and leave you hanging. I'll tell you what we're doing, and then I will explain as I'm playing, and I want you just to copy me. I just want you to fall in with me. Because there are really 4 main ways to approach this triad stuff. You're either going to be strumming them, you're going to be doing jabs like this, or arpeggiating, and it could be any pattern. You could mix it up. So we'll be strumming. We might be jabbing, which involves some muting. We might be arpeggiating, which involves playing the right shape, playing in time, and being consistent with a pattern. Once you understand this concept, you'll start to hear this stuff all over in the music that you listen to. They're really important. Intros, secondary guitar parts, lead players use this triad information and these shapes to work their way around the neck. So this is good stuff. And if you think it should come fast, and if you think it should come easy just because you understand the concept or you understand theory, but you can't find it in real time, you're going to pay a price for it. So be excited about the repetition because you're going to get a lot of reps, because that's what's going to get it in your head and other your fingers, and you're going to start to hear the chord changes and the overall tonal center we're working on. Okay, so let's jump in. Let's do this first exercise. Okay, so I'm going to hit play on the backing track, and then I just want you to strum each chord one time. So it'll be this D chord, 2, 3, 4, G, 2, B minor, 2, 3, 4. We're just going to do that over and over. And I'll tell you when we're going to move, or if the pattern's going to change to an arpeggio or a jab. I'll let you know. I'll give you plenty of time. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. D, G, B minor, A, D, G, B minor, A, D, G, B minor, A. Now let's strum each chord twice. Okay, that's pretty much what we're going to do. Now we're going to go back, same backing track, but we're going to go to this new neighborhood. So we need to find D on the third string. What's the appropriate shape? That one. Which is what we were doing for our A chord. We just had the first string open, right? So D, A. So you've already played the shape, but we'd have to get the first finger in here now. So D. Now in this neighborhood, where's a G? So if you look at your diagram sheet and you're hunting around the 7th fret, you look for a G at the 8th fret on the 2nd string. Look at your chord sheet. What is the appropriate shape for a major chord with a root on the 2nd string? That one. So we've got D, we've got G. Okay, now we need a B minor. So around this neighborhood, we're working 7th fret, 8th fret. Look at your neck diagram and look for a B note in that area. 7th fret, 1st string. What's the shape? If you look at your minor column, the root on the first string, what minor shape goes with that? That B minor. Okay, now we need an A. In this neighborhood, this 7th, 8th fret area, where's an A note? We've got one at the 5th fret on the first string. We've got one at the 10th fret on the second string. Play whichever one you want. I'm playing the A on the first string. So I'm going to have my D right here. I'm going to have my G. My third finger is the G. So I've got D, G. My B is on the first string for my B minor. My A, 5th fret, right? So I'm just going D, G, B minor, A. Okay, so let's do that with the recording, and then we'll get into the strumming 2 times per measure too. Okay, here we go. Get your D ready. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. G, B minor, A, D, G, B minor, A, D, G, B minor, A. Look for the BB, A, D, G, B minor, strum each chord twice. B minor, A, D, G, Okay, now we'll move up to the next neighborhood. So we did this D, 3rd fret. We did D at the 7th fret. So we have one string left. D on the first string. Okay, D on the first string. What shape goes with it? Well, it's the same shape we did down here for G. And it's the same shape we did here for A. So now that shape at the 10th fret is a D chord, because our root, first string. So we need a D. So in that neighborhood, around the 10th, 12th fret, look at your neck diagram. Where's a G? It's at the 12th fret, 3rd string. What shape goes with it? That one. Well, that's what we just did for the D, right? So all we did is move it up. This is a D note. We took that shape, move it up to G. Right? So we have D, G. Now we need a B minor. So we look for a B, 12th fret. What shape goes with it? If you look at the minor column, it's the last chord at the bottom, the last shape. Root on the 2nd string. We have a perfect 5th, root, and a minor 3rd. Now we need an A, okay? Well, in that 10th, 12th fret area, that neighborhood, where is an A? If you look at the neck diagram and you're zeroing in on that area, you have an A at the 10th fret. So you're going to use that shape, that D chord shape. So D, a minute ago, we played G with that shape. So hopefully this is starting to make a little more sense where you can see, oh, I'm moving shapes around. I need to know where the root note is. And I need to know which shape to move around. So G, D, A. G, A, D. A, G, B minor, B minor, B minor. Once you work this out, you've got it. We're just going to play in different keys to really just solidify it under your fingers and in your head, and we won't always start with a major chord. We'll start sometimes with a minor chord, depending on how I set up the progression. Okay, so now let's play up in this area. And let's try a new strum pattern. Let's hit, we're just going to hit each chord 4 times. Like that. D, G, B minor, A. So 4 times. And then about halfway through, I'm going to say, okay, arpeggio. What that means is you're going to play the exact same chords, but you'll start on, let's start on the 3rd string. We'll keep it easy, so you just have to go down. So we'll go like this. That's our D chord, G, B minor, A, D, A. Okay, so we're in the neighborhood at the 10th fret, and we're going to strum each chord 4 times. And then about halfway through the backing track, I'll say arpeggio. You're going to start on the 3rd string and go. Okay, I just thought of something. When I'm playing in the recording studio or I'm playing live, it's important to know the shape, but you also want to think about what chord you're getting to. So if I'm playing acoustic guitar or electric guitar, I want to minimize my movements. I don't want to introduce noise, and I want to make my transitions as smooth as possible. So I went from this D. I didn't lift my first finger. I just put, well, I kind of lifted because I stopped the bar, but I shifted away from the bar, and I just basically did that. So you could even leave the first finger down because the pinky's covering the 2nd string. You don't have to, but I did this. I think about putting 3 and 4 down because that's my next shape. Right? So I go, and here comes my B minor. I lift my 3rd finger, and I put my pinky down. So look how and then my A, my 3rd finger's in the 10th fret. That's where my 1st finger's gonna go. So it's about like recognizing a pattern, but also thinking about what's the smoothest way that I can make this transition. So you're gonna fumble around a little bit, you're gonna miss it, you should try different fingerings, but that's why we're gonna do so much repetition, so you can kind of play around with this, and then you'll have the backing tracks to use on your own. I just wanna provide overall concept, overall approach. Hey, you should go play this because you're going to need to know how to do it, so practice it on your own. And then, hey, here's a bunch of ways you can practice it. Jabs, strumming, arpeggiating, moving around. Okay, so I'm going to tune up real quick, and then we're going to do strumming 4 times, arpeggios, 10th fret neighborhood. Okay. Strum, 1, 2, 3, 4. B minor, sorry, G, B minor, G, B minor, A, D, G, B minor, A, one more time, then we arpeggiate. Now we arpeggiate. B minor, A, that last little thing we were doing, that real chimey thing, I mean, if you listen to a lot of U2, Coldplay, contemporary Christian stuff, modern pop, you're going to hear that all over the place. So there you go. There's something to take away. Just play really simple chords, arpeggiate up high, and just let them ring through. Okay, now we're going to see how well you remember everything we just did. I'm going to go back to the beginning of the track, and we're going to start up high where we just were, and we're going to strum 4 times. Then we're going to go down here, and then we're going to go down here. So you're going to get 4 times through each neighborhood. Okay, here we go. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. D, G, B minor, A, again, after this we move G, B minor, A. Look for D on the 3rd string, play the right shape. B minor, A. G, B minor, A. After this one, we'll move. So one more time. Here we go. Low D, 2nd string. G, B minor, A. Okay, so you can see how important it is to be able to find these things, know where you are, where the root note is, and what's the appropriate shape. Because it's not uncommon when you're playing a song, like maybe you're doing an intro thing where you start high and go low, or you low and high, or you start somewhere in a verse like low and then you work your way up the neck. This stuff happens all the time. That's how you arrange really cool, interesting parts, moving around. So the fourth way to approach triads, to use them, which we're not going to cover in this course, I covered this in my Hey Joe Jimi Hendrix course, is how to embellish triads. So if I'm playing this D shape, right? That's based off of a chord shape, off of a pentatonic scale. So that whole Hendrixy way of and moving around the neck, that's using triads and pentatonic scales, but it's very triad focused. We're not going to get into that here because if you want to jump into that, that's a different course that covers a lot of that. This is dialing into the top 3 strings, seeing major and minor chords within a diatonic chord progression and giving you some ideas of how to approach learning the neck, some tools that you can have when you play with other people. Oftentimes here in Nashville, singer-songwriters play writers' nights, and the person next to them will be like, hey, do you want to play along with me? And this is a really effective musical way, simple way, but not easy, to look like an amazing guitar player sitting next to someone that like doesn't know what to do with these chords. And usually singer-songwriters folks will ask people to play with them because they're aware, like, man, I'm just strumming these chords. And if there's someone on stage that can obviously add a little something, they're going to ask you to play. So learning this is going to just make you look cool in front of people. So there you go. That's reason enough. Really useful information. Simple, not easy, and you have to be able to pull it out, know what key you're in, and find the notes. So we are just going to keep going like this through this course. We're going to cycle through these progressions with different strum patterns, arpeggiations, jabs, that kind of stuff. So now let's move into, that was in 4/4. We're going to move into 12/8. Same key, same chords, same 3 neighborhoods, but it's going to have a different feel because it's going to be dun, 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 instead of 4, instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, da, 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 da. So a different subdivision will allow you, force you, give you the opportunity to play the same chords but in a different way, because we always want to play the right feel. The track is going to dictate what we need to do. So it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3. Just like in the 4/4, we're going to have 4 beats per measure. But now we're going to subdivide equally in 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3. So a little different feel, same chords. And we're going to start low. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3. We're going to do that 4 times down here, 4 times up here, 4 times up here. So if you need to take a second and remember, if you want to pause the video, remember the chords, find the appropriate shapes. Otherwise, we're just going to go for it. And if you get off, if you get behind, that's okay. Just don't worry about it. Just catch up to me. If you get totally off, then you should stop and kind of regroup. But the idea is to be in it and be thinking like, oh man, where's the root note? What's the right shape? Where's the root note? What's the right shape? Just don't be afraid to make a mistake. You're gonna get it. And then after this, we're gonna move on to a new key. We're gonna spend a couple times through 12/8 here, and then we move on. Same shapes, different key. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. G, B minor, A, D, G, B minor, A. One more time through. Get ready to move after this A. 7th fret, 3rd string. What's the shape? B minor, A, D, G, B minor, A, D, G, B minor, A. Okay, now we move to the 10th fret. Oh, we just took that shape up. A, D, G, B minor, A, G, B minor, A, D, G, B minor, B minor. Okay, let's go higher. Take this A up to D. G. A. D. Okay, so I kind of pulled one on you there to see how you would respond. Wasn't really fair. I just felt like making a move. So remember where we started down here in D? This D shape, D, G, B minor, A. If you take that and move it up 12 frets, that's your octave. So it's the same, it's the exact same thing. D, G, B minor. The A, now, the reason I wanted to move is I wanted you to see this. There's your A. When we were playing it down an octave, you're using an open string. This is your A. So D, G, B minor, A. And if you think you're not going to play up here, you're crazy. You're going to play up here. So get used to playing these chord shapes up high. They're really useful. They sound really great. Sound kind of weird on their own, but within the context of a song, you've got someone strumming acoustic guitar, someone playing some licks down here, someone playing power chords, playing up there. That's a really totally normal, legit thing to do. Okay, so remember when we were here in this position, and it ended on the A. I said, drag the A up. That's your new D. Then we've got G, B minor, A. D, G, B minor, A. And I said, okay, let's move. You take this A shape, drag it up to your new D. D, G, B minor, A. So that gives you an idea of how to approach this, how to think about it. I'm going to keep moving because I don't want the chorus to bog down. We've got a lot to get through. This is going to be a long course, but you have the backing tracks. You're going to have a full concept of like what to practice on your own, how to approach it. That's my goal for the course. So let's do another one here in 12/8, same key. Let's introduce this this jab thing, okay, and then maybe we'll do an arpeggio. So when I say a jab, it's just a short hit on guitar. This is a pretty common thing to do. So if we are down here, you can strum down, What you don't want to do is let it ring. So if you just, I'm muting with my right hand, so I'm striking and I'm just putting my hand down. If it's hard to mute with the right hand and mute with the left, you could just do this. If you play the chord and relieve the pressure, but keep contact with the strings. See here, see that? Your fingertips will mostly mute it. But you're gonna get some ring through. So to fight that, you could just lay your finger down like. See, I won't mute with this hand. I have such a habit of doing it, but you could. So the idea is to kill the string. I think it's worth working on this. You should try this too. I play the chord. I'm going to strike up, but you can strike down if you want. Usually you kind of want the brighter string to cut through, so like a... And then I'm just killing it. So up, karate chop. I'm not turning my hand weird ways. I'm just going... Okay, so we're gonna try that a couple times, and then we'll try it with the track. So. And if it kind of falls apart on you while you're playing, don't worry about it. Work it out within the track. Always like just keep trying to surrender to the track and the groove of the track. And it's going to be clumsy if you've never done this kind of jabbing before. It's a really effective, common thing to do. And a lot of people struggle with it at first, but don't worry about that. You're going to get it. Just keep working on it with the track so that you can hear where the parts move. Okay, so I'll go back and we'll try this with the track. One, two, three, four, five, six. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. After this, we're going to move up to the next neighborhood. Here we go. D, a third string. B minor. A. Let's go back and do it again. Let's do it at the 10th fret. This is where it's gonna really sound like, oh yeah, I've heard that a ton of times, because it's gonna be this. Sorry, B minor. I skipped a G, sorry. A. So go ahead and try that a little bit. I'll rewind the track, get it ready. We're gonna do the chirps, the chops, the stabs, whatever you wanna call them up there. And then here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do that about halfway through the track. Then we're gonna do arpeggios. Before we arpeggiate it down, we're gonna arpeggio from the high string low. So we're gonna go. Repeat that. And then we're gonna move. Do that twice, then we're gonna move. And then hopefully, if I'm counting the repeats right, we'll end in time. If not, then we might end early. We'll find out. But I'll keep you on track. We're gonna jab halfway through. Then we're gonna do those arpeggios, starting on the thin string, coming down. 10th fret D, get ready for that stab. G, B minor, A, G, B minor, A, After this, we'll arpeggiate. Starting on the thin string. Here we go, after this. Here we go. Again. G, B minor, A. Let's do it one more time here. After this, we're moving down. Neighborhood. B minor, A, After this, we'll move down. Here we go, it's gonna end. Okay, great. I say we move on to a new key. We've explored the key of D, played in 4/4 and 12/8. We've learned some new approaches with strumming, whole notes, half notes, strumming on all four, the arpeggiating thing and the jabs. Now we're going to continue that in the new keys, new neighborhoods, and we'll bring in some more rhythmic stuff as well.